Good morning, everyone. I am so happy to be able to join you today to share how to build a strong immune system using essential oils. This presentation is brought to you by the Wellness Partner. Hi, my name is Rhonda, and I have been working with essential oils for the last 20 years. And with that being said, it has been a pleasure to be able to share my knowledge with the community and to see so many people changing their lives and getting healthier and healthier utilizing essential oils. What we have here is first, we're going to ask what actually is the immune system and how does it actually work. While we continue with this, we'll make our way from the body through the systems, and then we'll end up with the essential oils and how they actually help us to maintain a healthy immune system. But before we do any of that, let's start with what is a immune system. The immune system is the body's defense against infections. That is any germs or outside forces that may try to attack our bodies or may try to make our bodies a host for an organism. And so the immune system actually works to block against any of those external forces. There are so many different factors that affect the immune system. So it's a very complex thing. It is not just one organ in the body, but multiple organs, multiple systems in the body. And the things that actually affect it or come to destroy our immune system are, first of all, toxins. Toxins derived from pollution, from factories, from our cars, to our cell phones, and other electromagnetic debris. Our poor diets also play a part in our immune system, as well as our exercise. If we do include exercise or not, has a huge impact on our success as being healthy. Then there's stress. Stress directly affects the cells, even though we think that it's just an emotional response. That emotional response makes a chemical reaction within our body that actually changes our immune system and makes it weaker. Lack of sleep also does the same thing, because while we sleep is actually when the immune system does most of its work. And of course, exposure to any illnesses or viruses is where your body will have to uh, defend itself, again, from any outside forces. And so no matter how hard we really try, it's always something that is working to harm us in one way or another. And so those are the factors that actually affect the immune system. So what actually makes up the immune system? So of course, most of us know about lymph nodes, because anytime you get sick, you can feel them swelling in the actual throat. And so all of these special organs, including the lymph nodes, are all over the body that actually work together in a divine orchestra so that our bodies can maintain its health. The respiratory system is the next area that is our probably our first line defense against issues. There are hair-like little structures inside of our lungs, and they move mucus in and out of the way as we breathe in contaminants. Excuse me. So the respiratory system is one of our first line defenses. The skin definitely is another first line defense, because the skin itself protects our internal organs from any pathogens or bacteria or anything like that. But if those things do get inside the body, then our second line of defense is the white blood cells. And they actually work as attacking cells that attack any germs, any viruses or fungus that may actually enter the body. The spleen, the stomach, the intestines, and the liver all work to get whatever the body has found and destroyed out of the system, also known as our detoxing system, with all of those organs. So they all work together and all complement each other, using the white blood cells, antibodies, and the lymphatic system, the spleen, the thymus, and even blood marrow. Here are some of the organs that actually make up the immune system. The adenoids, the tonsils, that's why they get swollen. If your body's under attack of some sort, your bone marrow helps to make more red and white blood cells, as does the thymus gland, the bronchus, the spleen, all of these wonderful organs. But how exactly does the immune system work? Well, when the body senses, again, any germs or antigens, the immune system definitely is able to recognize what is self and what is not self. And anything that comes into the body seems like an attack, the antibodies will go after and attack the germs. So here is going to be a quick video just to do a little more explaining as to how this all works.
A mosquito lands on your arm, injects its chemicals into your skin, and begins to feed. You wouldn't even know it was there, if not for the red lump that appears, accompanied by a telltale itch. But that bump is an important signal that you're protected by your immune system, your body's major safeguard against infection, illness, and disease. This system is a vast network of cells, tissues, and organs that coordinate your body's defenses against any threats to your health. Without it, you'd be exposed to billions of bacteria, viruses, and toxins that could make something as minor as a paper cut or a seasonal cold fatal. The immune system relies on millions of defensive white blood cells, also known as leukocytes, that originate in our bone marrow. These cells migrate into the bloodstream and the lymphatic system, a network of vessels which helps clear bodily toxins and waste. Our bodies are teeming with leukocytes. There are between 4,000 and 11,000 in every microliter of blood. As they move around, leukocytes work like security personnel, constantly screening the blood, tissues, and organs for suspicious signs. This system mainly relies on cues called antigens. These molecular traces on the surface of pathogens and other foreign substances betray the presence of invaders. As soon as the leukocytes detect them, it takes only minutes for the body's protective immune response to kick in. Threats to our bodies are hugely variable, so the immune response has to be equally adaptable. That means relying on many different types of leukocytes to tackle threats in different ways. Despite this diversity, we classify leukocytes in two main cellular groups, which coordinate a two-pronged attack. First, phagocytes trigger the immune response by sending macrophages and dendritic cells into the blood. As these circulate, they destroy any foreign cells they encounter, simply by consuming them. That allows phagocytes to identify the antigen on the invaders they just ingested and transmit this information to the second major cell group orchestrating the defense, the lymphocytes. A group of lymphocyte cells called T cells go in search of infected body cells and swiftly kill them off. Meanwhile, B cells and helper T cells use the information gathered from the unique antigens to start producing special proteins called antibodies. This is the pièce de résistance. Each antigen has a unique matching antibody that can latch onto it like a lock and key and destroy the invading cells. B cells can produce millions of these, which then cycle through the body and attack the invaders until the worst of the threat is neutralized. While all of this is going on, familiar symptoms like high temperatures and swelling are actually processes designed to aid the immune response. A warmer body makes it harder for bacteria and viruses to reproduce and spread because they're temperature sensitive. And when body cells are damaged, they release chemicals that make fluid leak into the surrounding tissues, causing swelling. That also attracts phagocytes, which consume the invaders and the damaged cells. Usually, an immune response will eradicate a threat within a few days. It won't always stop you from getting ill, but that's not its purpose. Its actual job is to stop a threat from escalating to dangerous levels inside your body. And through constant surveillance over time, the immune system provides another benefit. It helps us develop long-term immunity. When B and T cells identify antigens, they can use that information to recognize invaders in the future. So when a threat revisits, the cells can swiftly deploy the right antibodies to tackle it before it affects any more cells. That's how you can develop immunity to certain diseases, like chickenpox. It doesn't always work so well. Some people have autoimmune diseases, which trick the immune system into attacking the body's own perfectly healthy cells. No one knows exactly what causes them, but these disorders sabotage the immune system to varying degrees and underlie problems like arthritis, type 1 diabetes, and multiple sclerosis. For most individuals, however, a healthy immune system will successfully fight off an estimated 300 colds and innumerable other potential infections over the course of a lifetime. Without it, those threats would escalate into something far more dangerous. So the next time you catch a cold or scratch a mosquito bite, think of the immune system. We owe it our lives. TED-Ed is a non-profit.
Well, that was awesome. And we're going to go back to our presentation now. So far, hopefully you guys are enjoying the animation there, and we'll get right back to where we left off. Okie dokie. So now we're going to just jump right into using essential oils to support the immune system. So what can we do to boost our immunities? We know that we are being attacked from the environment. We know that we have this super virus that's going around. We also know that just everyday pollution from factories, cars, our bad diets, our lack of sleep, running around, which we're not doing now. But what can we do to keep our immune system strong? Well, the first thing you can do is get rest, because again, all the work that you just saw in that video happens within the body while you're sleeping. So you can support the immune system first by just getting enough rest. The next thing you can do is adhere to a healthy diet. Now, with all the fads out there, there are a million definitions for what a healthy diet should be. However, as long as you are getting a healthy dose of fruits and vegetables, along with whatever else that you're eating, and I'm not talking about junk food, but I'm referring to if you're having a meatless diet or carb diet or what have you, the keto diets, all of these trends and fads that come and go. As long as you're maintaining a healthy diet, which means you have a significant amount of foods that actually come from the earth, not processed or fried, et cetera, et cetera. And to make sure that you're exercising regularly and reducing your toxic load. All of that has a big effect on your immune system. And of course, another way that you can support the immune system is to add essential oils. And so there's so many of them. I'm just going to touch on a few today. For the most part, I want you guys to understand that all essential oils have antimicrobial properties. And that happens because how essential oils come to the body come for us to use anyhow. They're great for fighting off viruses, bacteria, and fungi. The reason why is because they come from plants. And we know that plants have an immunostimulatory property. Echinacea, licorice root, garlic, all of these wonderful vegetables and flowers and herbs have the ability to enhance our immune system by either making more lymphocytes or increasing phagocytes or macrophages. All of those which you just saw in the video. But essential oils are able to do this because we actually pull the oils from off of the plant. When you think about a plant, I'm going to go to a basic essential oil. Let's look at lemon oil. When we look at essential oil, lemon essential oil, we're not talking about the fruit inside. We're talking about the oil that's actually in the skin or the peel of the lemon. And that oil is actually there for a purpose. As that lemon is actually growing on the tree, there's all type of environmental effects that it has to deal with, whether it be bugs, whether it be fungus growing because it's not getting enough sun, or what have you. But that oil has properties that will protect the fruit, and those properties of the oil are antiviral and antifungal. And so when we take those oils from the fruit and we use it on ourselves, because we're essentially just like that plant, it actually helps to protect us the same way that it helps to protect the plant. And how we actually get those oils is from a process called steam distillation. And so what that means is we just boil the plant to pull away the oils that are in the skin or in the plant itself, and it separates when you're boiling it, where the oil will sit on the top after you have extracted that fluid from it, and then water will sit on the bottom. And of course, we extract the oils right off of the top of the beaker. So some of the oils I want to talk about, or the first ones I want to talk about, of course, because I rolled right into this with lemon, are citrus oils. We all know that citrus oils are great for us because when we don't feel well, we begin to eat oranges and drink orange juice, and it, of course, makes us feel better. Well, how does it do that? The effects of citrus have both mind, body, and spiritual effects on the body. And so, of course, it also boosts the immune system. It's used with people with depression because it's able to shift the energy of the person as well as chemically in the brain so that that person can change that energy from being sad and down into the happiness that an orange or a lemon brings. Even just the smell of these citrus fruits shifts the chemicals in the brain, bringing about happiness and releasing happy chemicals in the brain. And of course, also with that being said, reducing any toxic load that may also be on the cells. If you guys remember when we were advertising this, we also said along with immunity, we have a few oils to help you lose weight. Now, with everybody sitting around and sedentary, everybody's complaining about gaining weight and being a big fat cow when they finally are able to get out. Well, here, you don't have to be a big fat cow. You don't have to gain weight. You can do something as simple as dropping a few drops of either lemon or grapefruit oil into your water. Just 2 or 3 drops. And that will help you maintain your weight without gaining. And also it reduces cellulite. So what a great thing you can do just by drinking water every day. There are some specific benefits to lemon oil. Skincare, it's great for the skin if you have blemishes. It helps with treating acne and any other skin disorders. It's great for hair care. The lemon essential oil works as a hair tonic, so it helps you to get rid of dandruff and any scalp itchiness that you may be experiencing. And of course, I just explained how it's great for stress. It's also great to boost the immune system because it's full of vitamin C. And then, of course, any stomach disorders, because of the smell of the lemons. It actually can help you with nausea. And if you actually take in a little lemon oil, it can help with gas as well. Another great oil that I want to talk to you guys about today is oregano oil. This one is a kind of a secret, but not really. But if you think about herbs and spices that we use in our foods, oregano is one of those that makes you think of Italian foods. Well, way before we used food the way we do now, oregano was one of those herbs that actually helped to keep foods that, you know, maybe didn't have refrigeration years and years ago, but to help keep it well and stop it from spoiling. And so the same properties that can stop those our meats that may be sitting out or drying from spoiling can also help to strengthen your body's immune system. It helps to ward off many diseases and helps to decrease recovery time if you're actually sick. So it's great for massages. It's great to help with the common cold. It's great for if you have a bad cough. It's great for killing germs. It's an antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. So kind of no matter what classification that germ is that comes into your body, oregano oil is pretty much available to help your body get over it. We use it both for dietary and topical use. It supports the respiratory system. It, of course, enhances the flavors of foods. And it's a great antioxidant. So it actually helps to strengthen the cells so that they are not affected by outside environmental toxins. The next few oils are going to be straight out of the forest. And I found this online, this concept of forest bathing. I had never heard of that before. But I do understand the power of trees and the grounding effects that all of the tree oils have. Well, they have what's called forest bathing, where in Japan, your doctor can send you to spend several days in the forest to help balance out your immune system, help you to relax, and also bring some leisure and recreation to you as well. I wanted to talk about that because they have found that these people who spend time in the forest have the same effects if you are simply inhaling these tree oils. And so the first one I want to talk about is cypress. Cypress is pretty significant. They used it back in the time of the first outbreak of tuberculosis, and it was one of the essential oils that was used to help people reverse tuberculosis. So it's very important during this time where we find ourselves increasing our immunity, especially in our lungs. They have found that there was a study that was done, and I actually, at the end of the program, I have the link for you guys if you want to read it. But there was a study done putting individuals for 3 nights in an urban hotel and just diffusing cypress and then testing their blood to see how their immune system responded to it. Well, these people had decreased T cells and increased white blood cells or leukocytes. And they were able to have the same type of antibiotic occurrences as if they were on an IV drip. So I think that's pretty significant. The next oil is tea tree oil, also known as melaleuca. This is almost a staple for anyone who has or is thinking about using essential oils. Tea tree oil is basically great at eliminating viruses and bacteria all over the body, but mostly outside the body. This is not an internally used oil. This is not one that I would take inside of my mouth and add to my tea. This is only for the outside, but it too is therapeutically an antibacterial, an antiviral, and an antifungal. So it helps with so many different issues, from fungus on your feet to dandruff, to major infections and wound care that needs to be done. It's actually an immunostimulant, which means that it actually triggers the body to begin to fight. So it's an excellent oil for a variety of things that may be going on with the body. Next is eucalyptus, one of my favorites. We have 3 different types of eucalyptus oil with Young Living, and all of them basically have the same powerful antiviral and antibacterial properties, just on different levels of strength. And I go over those levels of strength in the essential oil classes that you can join me for at another time. But eucalyptus, in all 3 of them, have this in common, is that they're, again, antiviral and antibacterial oils. And they've been used to help fight off the flu, chickenpox, measles, like I said, tuberculosis, and they are great at stimulating the immune system. Anyone that's had a cold, or if you're dealing with the flu, or even this super virus that we're dealing with, eucalyptus right on the chest opens you right up. You can use it in a variety of ways. Topically on the chest, you can use it in your steams, and you can diffuse it. It's just a great, great, great oil, all around oil. Another tree oil is frankincense. Now, this one isn't in the forest. This one actually is in the Middle East, in the desert. This one actually comes out of the Bible as well. So frankincense was one of the oils that the 3 wise men gave to Christ. And it's so potent of an immune system builder. It works on a cellular level, which is why it was probably given to the Christ child. It helps the body in creating a whole another level of white blood cells that may help the body to fight. If it notices that there's an infection going on, it's going to help the body to fight even more by creating more, helping the body create more white blood cells. And then it has the unique property of actually repairing the DNA. So how more powerful can you get than that? An oil that has the chemical structure to be able to repair the DNA in the cells themselves. It's also known to be an anti-inflammatory, so it can help with other issues that you may be dealing with in the body that are of inflammatory nature. And it also can help individuals that have stomach issues, stomach and digestive issues. So just a beautiful oil. I like to call them Frank for short. I have nicknames for all these oils. And if you ever have come to my classes, you remember how I describe each one. Next is lavender. So we're done with the tree oils. Lavender is just a calm cutie. Again, giving them a bit of personality. Lavender actually calms down any and everything that may be going on in the body. So it's really great for the skin, for eczema, for allergies. It's also great for the mind, treating anxiety and depression, because it helps to bring balance to whatever the situation is. Usually there's something going on in the body that the body is responding aggressively to. And lavender kind of calms everything down so everything can happen as it should. It can be used for fungal infections. It can be used, again, for skin issues, acne, any type of psoriasis. It also can help with menstrual cramps and nauseousness. So great for women as well. Going back to that same study that I was talking about, that was done looking at how the essential oils respond on a cellular level, it was shown that even lavender used with breast cancer patients, after they received 30 minutes of a massage twice a week for 4 weeks using lavender and sweet orange, that they had a significant number of increase of leukocytes for themselves. So their numbers got better in these cancer patients. And so you're going to see that in hospitals like Beaumont, and also U of M, where they actually have a whole department of of care where they have incorporated both holistic and traditional medicines, and they're using these in the hospital. So you can have cancer and be at Beaumont, and their integrative medicine department will have a massage for you twice a week. They will prescribe a massage for you twice a week to help your body get better. And so I think it's really fantastic that these two worlds are finally coming together. And even in the state that the world is in now, um, so many people are finding that we need to just get back to nature and what we have done for thousands of years as human beings, instead of following this new regime of medicine and money. The next oil is my absolute favorite, and it is peppermint. Peppermint is the go-to for everything. I like to call it the cleaning lady. If you have a headache, she'll clean it up. If you have chest congestion, she'll clean it up. If you need to study for an exam, she'll get rid of the brain fog. If you need to take an exam, she'll help you to keep your memories clear and keep your mind clear so that you can recall what is necessary for that. If you are on a diet and you're craving sugar, peppermint will help with that. If you're trying to stop smoking, peppermint can help with that. So just, it goes on and on and on and on. And our peppermint is 100% pure therapeutic grade, so you can also ingest it. So even this morning, I just had a drop of it in my tea just to help wake up the senses and to make sure that I was open and clear for you guys today. Next is rosemary. Rosemary is another great oil for the respiratory system. It helps to promote a stronger immune system. And if you take it on a regular regime, it'll help you to actually stop diseases. It'll help to strengthen the immune system. So that barrier that's around you is even more so fortified. Rosemary's been used for infectious diseases, liver problems, throat infections, sinus infections, cold and flu, hair loss, concentration, mental clarity, even has shown in studies to help with Alzheimer's disease and helping the recall and coming back and staying balanced and bringing back some normalcy to those patients as well. And it helps with constipation. So another oil, much like peppermint, that goes in and kind of cleans out the system and detoxes the system. So any junk that's in there that's either stopping your hair from growing or stopping you from having mental clarity or even stopping you from going to the bathroom, rosemary is going to help to detox that area. Last but not least is my go-to for the season, and this is Thieves Essential Oil. Thieves is the immune boosting oil of the century, or I should say forever, because not even this century has this, it's been longer than just this century that this oil has been doing its job. It boosts the immune system. It promotes respiratory health. It fights microbes and germs. It's been shown to have antimicrobial, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-mold. So I wanted to say that especially because if you diffuse thieves in a moldy basement, the thieves will convert that mold and kill it. And you will no longer have mold in that basement. That's how powerful thieves is. And so it's so awesome at helping with the immune system because it helps you from an environmental standpoint and also from an internal standpoint. You can put 1 drop in a capsule and take it by mouth. You can put 1 or 2 drops in some tea or water. You can gargle with 2 to 3 drops in water if you're feeling something in your throat. You can put it on your chest to help you to breathe. You can spray it in the air to help get rid of microbes in the air. You could diffuse it the same way. And you can also put it in your bath or shower. So what makes it so powerful? And it's really the ingredients, because unlike the other oils that were single oils, this is actually a blend of a few oils. And I just want to tell you about the first 3. The first is lemon. So we know the power of lemons. We know the power that it has on any citrus has on our immune system. So I'm not going to go into that, but I am going to talk about clove oil. Clove is another ingredient in thieves, and it also has antimicrobial, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal properties. And it's also an antiseptic. Now, if we think before the days of honey baked ham, when Easter would come around, we'd have a ham on the table, but that ham would have pineapples and cloves, carefully keeping those pineapples in place. Now, as a kid, I thought that was just decoration. I had no idea that those cloves were actually used by previous ancestors on that ham to stop it from being rancid. So the cloves actually kept the ham fresh. And so, yes, it's a delicious smell. It's such a wonderful scent and taste, and also makes us think of, winter and Christmas, but it really has a purpose here in our when we use it in foods to keep us healthy. It also has a special ability to be able to help us with our spiritual side, of course, as well. So if someone's actually struggling with either codependency or find themselves where someone is crossing your boundaries, you can use this to help you to ease anxiousness. It also helps to promote self-love and self-acceptance. So again, an emotional oil, a physical oil, and another one that's inside thieves that helps it to be the awesome oil that it is. Another oil inside thieves is cinnamon and or cassia. They're both cinnamon. One is just a bit stronger than the other, and cassia is a bit stronger, but they both have the same effects in the body. They're anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial, and are best used for immune support. It's been known for thousands of years. It's been kept for thousands of years, and cassia is another one of those oils that are in the Bible and spoke about as how they helped the members of the Old Testament be able to have a strong immune system as well. So this is not a new oil, but it's been around for years. So those are the basic oils that are in thieves that I wanted to talk about. But I also wanted to kind of round this all the way up and just talk about boosting our immune system today. And how do we do that? Well, what does that actually look like when you put all of this into an actual regime? Well, there's a few ways you can do this. Number one is you can put essential oils in capsules and take them internally. Not all essential oils. Please do not take your Now brands or whatever brand you have on the shelf and put it in a capsule and take it. If it is not a therapeutic grade, and I'm going to even go further and say if it's not Young Living, I do not recommend that you take it, because you can shut your organs down by taking some of these oils that claim to be real, but they are not. They're only scents, but they are not true essential oils. They're just scented oils. So again, first way you can get this support from us or from these oils is internally by using a carrier oil and your capsules. Next, you can drop these oils in your water. You can use a diffuser to actually have the oil going into the air so that you're breathing in fresh air that's actually boosting your immune system at the same time. Then there is our whole line of thieves products, from hand sanitizers to hand soap to dish soap to laundry detergent to cleansing spray. It's amazing, the whole line that has come out. There's toothpaste. There's so many things that Thieves makes. But last but not least is the Ningxia Red, which is our goji berry juice that is infused with essential oils. It's also a great way to be able to boost your immunity. And here it is here. It's infused with lemon, orange, tangerine oils, goji berries, plum, blueberries. It actually is like having the equivalent of all of these fruits you have here on the left in one little shot. 150 strawberries, 260 tomatoes, 45,000 almonds, 70 onions, 120 broccoli heads, 100 bunches of spinach, 45 carrots, 190 apples, 200 oranges, and 1,600 blueberries. Now, we couldn't even eat all that in a day, but one shot of Ningxia Red gives you the fortification of all of that in one setting. Okay? So as I wrap up, I just want to give you a few important things to consider. If you're planning on integrating essential oils into your life, you really need to consider using small amounts for kids and dilute so that's only about 2% of concentration in for those kids. Dilute them with carrier oils. When you're diffusing, make sure that there's enough ventilation. When you're storing bottles, make sure that the tops are on there tight, and so that they don't evaporate or oxidize. And if you have an allergic reaction to some oil, you always need to do a skin test before anything else. And then pregnant women, we ask that you check with your doc before you get started. And again, no essential oils that are not Young Living should be ingested orally or used non-diluted on the skin. So again, in conclusion, we know that there are many factors that can negatively impact the immune system. Your poor diet, lack of sleep and exercise, toxic exposure, and stress can all have a negative effect on our health in general. So it's important that we're all doing everything that we can to support our immunity. Essential oils can just be that extra oomph that your body may need. And it's something that you can control when we can't control the environment. But it's something that you can control so that your immune system can be strong, so that if something does come, you're not taken out by it, but your body has the ability to fight it. And that's all that I'm here to help with today. So again, it's important that you do take, the benefits of aromatherapy and its ability to help your immune system, but also know that this is no cure for any health condition and is not to be substituted for anything that your doctor has said. These are all complementary remedies that can help you from whatever it is that you're suffering with. And